Hello everybody, welcome to my channel for a new battle report. This time the first game of the UB tournament CR9 organized by Kazas. It's similar to the last one I did, basically several people attending from several countries, so really interesting to play because you have the opportunity to face new opponent from different countries, so really love this idea, and especially the fact that you have enough time to play your games. It's two weeks for each game, which is quite comfortable because you always find the possibility to play it even when you have a busy schedule with work and private life. So yeah, really happy. I got paired versus Arthur from Belgium. I played him once before, I guess, live, so it was second time, and he was playing the old Dread Elves, so it's still the old Dread Elves. The last battle report with the old Red Elf. So this is my list. I explained a little bit about our two lists during the matchup analysis. If you haven't seen it yet, I strongly recommend to see it before this battle report. Then you will be able to understand a little bit what was my approach to the game and my analysis of this particular matchup between our two lists. We were playing on map 14, which is Refuse Flank and Spoil of War. Here you have the spell selection. I was slightly surprised that Arthur didn't took the random movement spell, which I find really strong in the Witchcraft, because basically you can delete a charge opportunity for your opponent. So I was a little bit surprised that he didn't want to take that one. Some additional consideration regarding the matchup, but I think I told already quite a lot during the matchup analysis video. But basically, yeah, I need to diminish the Tower Guard before eventually engaging them. Obviously, for my Titan Mortar, the good target will be the Altars unit. Because of the Bolt Thrower, I will need to hide my bull, and like I've told you in the matchup analysis, my game plan will be probably pretty different if I can't choose a side. And I think either of us, if we have the opportunity to start, we are going to drop everything to start, because that will mean that either I choose the side, so he will want to come as soon as possible in combat, and for me it's more or less the same, because if he chooses a side and I don't have enough cover to play with, I will be interested to start the game, to use to go on the board, claim some board control and use cover. So this is deployment. I was able to pick the side, so I took the top right corner. My opponent decided obviously to drop everything. He went with the following. On the bottom part we have the Blade of Nabs, Dark Rider, the 3 Bolt Thrower in the back, the unit of 30 with the Altar, unit of 15 with the Mage General. Then you have the Tower Guard with the Assassin on the left, and then on the far left you have the Warlocks on their own. So basically decided to focus himself on the bottom part of the table, using the Impassable also against me, because I won't be able to put as many forces on this bottom part of the board as him, because he has no Impassable between his line. So that was pretty smart, I guess. So my approach was the following. On the bottom part, I decided to put my Anointed, because basically I didn't want them to find Tower Guard. I found the matchup pretty hard, but I mean, against the rest, I should be fine with Anointed. I have enough attack, I'm tough enough. I mean, all of these units are wounding me on 6+, except the Altar, but I mean, that's not enough attack to do too much damage to me, so I should be fine. So I thought Anointed should be pretty fine, so far away from Tower Guard. Then I decided to put my Great Bull of Shamut behind the Impassable to be hidden from everything, and at the same time be able to provide some support to the Anointed. My BSB is here within the bunker, a big block of Ziggurat Regular, second unit of Vassal, the Chaff, 2 Titan Mortar, Lamassu also hidden from all war machines or out of range. And then on top, I decided to try to minimize as much as I could the shooting. I'm not sure that was the right approach, because basically I decided to drop back a little bit my Kadim Titan and the Incarnate, and basically the trick was, if you decide to go for the side to be able to Gravecall at the Anointed, I wanted to be able to punish him with a charge from the Kadim Titan. He's not immune to terror. If I'm able to get the charge, I should get the reroll to charge with the Anointed nearby. So I thought that would be enough to basically deny him possibility to come to my flank. So that was a little bit the idea after deployment. His turn 1, despite what I've told you, he decided to go to the side. This leaves me with an 11 rerollable charge from the Academy Titan plus terror check, and he comes to the side to cast a Grave Call at my guys. Here he comes at me, chaffs me, and comes straight at the objective with 2 units on turn 1. And he's able to move his altar unit in support, not seen by the Great Bull of Shamut. Here I think I should have taken slightly more risk, come a bit forward, expose myself to 1 bolt thrower. I think that's acceptable, but in exchange be able to charge if I need to with the Great Bull of Shamut if needed, and at least threaten the Altar's unit. So yeah, that's it. In Magic Phase, he casts the what's the spell? The spell that you cannot shoot, Twisted Effigy, at one of my Titan Mortar. I let that in. Obviously, I keep all my 5 dice to dispel Gravecall, and then he casts a Toxic Breast Weapon on himself. He's able to do 1 wound to my Anointed. I'm fine with that. Obviously that's in the shooting phase, and then he casts a Grave Call. He rolls with 4 dice, 3 times 5 and a 6. I'm not able to dispel that, so he gets 3 spell off, which is pretty rough on me, and he does with the Grave Call 8 wounds to me, so basically I have no Anointed anymore. So yeah, that was not according to plan, obviously, and with the shooting he was able to kill, I think with 1 bolt thrower, some slaves, nothing particular, but yeah, that was hard to take on turn 1 to lose the Anointed. And now I see that I could have put my Titan Mortar right here to still get the reroll for charges, because I have no Anointed anymore to give me this bonus, but I still want to force them to terror check. It's only 8 with no reroll, and I still get an 11. Obviously it's a long charge. You never know. I didn't want to basically give these points for free, so I decided to stick to my plan. So I take the 2 charges, he passes terror check, I failed my roll, here I get the charge obviously, and I decide to move slightly back to not get charged by the altar. So that was the idea, move slightly back. Yeah, basically the rest didn't move that much. In the Magic Phase, I decided to cast a ward save 5-up on the Anointed, yes, then I was able to get +1 armor save as well, so basically to make them very resilient. The idea was, don't forget that here it's a frenzy check with an 8 maximized rerollable, which is obviously feasible, but if he fails it, I want to be ready to take the charge of these 2 units. So that was the idea, and basically if he comes alone with these units, then I could get the juicy post-combat pivot and some possible charges. So I thought that was really interesting for me as a situation, and I really wanted to get my Anointed as tough as possible, so I'm still within range of the PSB, and I have 2 boosts. He dispel Mark for Doom on the altar, and then close combat. Obviously I one-shot these guys, and that's it. He's turn 2. He passes the frenzy check, and then swift reform, and make some movement to be as far as possible from the Anointed. Very well done from him. So this leaves me with 3 possible charges, because I was really surprised that he moves his bunker so much forward, so close to me. So this leaves me with 10 against scoring unit, but as you can see, if I overrun onto the bolt thrower, he will see me with the altar unit, so that's not a viable option. I have an easy charge onto the altar with no good counter charge for him, and I have an 11 swift stride onto the mage, which could be seen as a possible game breaker, because I would get the overrun onto the flank of the tower guard, which is obviously really much more that I can expect during this game. Forgot to tell you, last turn I was able to get an incendiary token onto this unit with the shot of these guys. So yeah, I will have these 3 options. I didn't charge with the altar, just move slightly back, still out of arc of the Great Bull of Shamut to avoid the possible charge, and the warlocks move to the side, obviously, to cast spell at my Academy Titan. Yeah, I will obviously now. The damage is done. I mean, I left these guys, I left the threat that I had, and now you will be able to move freely, which is not what you want when you face Warlock. In the Magic Phase, he gets a wheel turn against my guy, so I decided not to use Binding Scroll to keep all my dice to dispel wheel turn, and I wasn't able to dispel it, despite the fact that I had more dice than him. I guess it was again probably a 4 against 5 or 4 against 6, I don't remember exactly, but I know that I had definitely more dice than him to dispel that, and I failed to dispel it, which is pretty huge. So he gets Will Turn, and then he's able to get a Toxic Breath with 1 dice against 2. He gets Toxic Breath onto the Warlocks and does 2 wounds to my Kadim Titan. A Bolt Thrower does 3 wounds to the Kadim Titan, so he's already pretty much dead. And he's able to get 1 wound to the Anointed with another Bolt Thrower. So yeah, another magic phase that went horribly wrong for me. Not able to dispel anything at all, despite my best efforts. So let's move on to my turn 2. So obviously he took already 2 of these spoils, and I'm not in a position to claim the one on top. So I'm not feeling great at the moment, and I know I have to take the risk. So I have basically these 2 opportunities, and I decided to go for the altar. So I made some math before taking the charge. On average, I should do 7 to 8 wounds to the Altar's unit. He should do 2 to 3 wounds to me. I should be fine with the charge. He obviously has 3 ranks, banner, BSB, but I decided, let's go in, I should be fine. And then my idea was, I need to support, so I will come with the Great Bull. The idea is on the charge I should be fine, then I need to stick another turn. I put the BSB within 12, and if I'm able to stick, then I get a good counter charge from the Great Bull in the flank, and at this point of time I should be definitely fine to break him. So that was my idea. We'll see how it goes. Then I use my chaff to chaff Tower Guard. I move also forward with several units to be able to threaten him. I had to move them slightly back to avoid an irresistible from the Tower Guard onto the slaves. And here I decided to use my Kadim Titan, who is almost dead, to chaff basically the Warlocks. Avoid them going around, and yeah, that was a little bit my idea. I think I should have turned around. Basically, I could give my back to him and look that way. I think that was possible, probably, to just make sure that he doesn't get a lot of attacks with the maximization, and just look that way to be able to see the center of the board, depending on what he does, be able to get a juicy combo charge. In the magic phase, I did Breast Weapon onto this guy, kill a couple of Tower Guards. He Binding Scroll the +2 arm save, and then I get a D6, I kill some of them, and then I try to get the ward save onto them, but he dispels it. So obviously here, some mistakes, I guess. I should have seen that the priority was to boost combat and give Toxic Breath, either for this turn or the next turn. I think that should be useful to help me win combat. So I should have got Toxic Breath ward save, and then he can dispel one of these, but at least I get 1 boost. I think it was not the right time to kill some of these guys. I think that doesn't matter that much, so not the right decision here, I guess. Titan Mortar, I got a misfire on the last turn. This time I shoot on short range onto the Warlock. I'm able to force panic check. He passes panic check. Obviously he's not chaff anymore, but I think that was still a good move to shoot at them, force panic check. He's so close to the table edge. This one wasn't able to shoot, obviously, and here I got a couple of shots. Nothing too impressive. Then in close combat, he strikes, he does 3 wounds to me, so kill 1 model. I got 6 special attack wounding on 4+, so 3 impact hits, 3 stomps, wounding on 4+ because of the real turn. I put everything onto the Legionnaire, and then I got 16 attack on 4+4+. And with all that, I did only 2 wounds to the Legionnaire. So obviously I lose by a lot, I lose by 5. I flee, he pursue, doesn't catch me, but then it's his turn. So that's a huge swing. Obviously I rolled below average, but I think this was too much a 50-50 combat. Going into this combat, I should have supported them better with magic and probably used the Binding Scroll onto the wheel turn. Okay, let's move on to his turn 3. Altar catches me, reforms out of line of sight of Great Bull, so this is looking bad on the bottom part. It charges with the remaining Warlocks onto my chaff. I stay, obviously. He uses the bunker to chaff me, remove the general onto this unit, move the general onto this unit, and move these guys further away. In the magic phase, he gets a Toxic Breath onto the mage. Then I dispel the Raven's Wing, and I dispel also another spell. I don't remember which one. Then he shoots with the bolt thrower. He had 2 bolt thrower to shoot at my Great Bull. I knew that. One was supposed to have some cover because of the Anointed, but are not here anymore. So he shoots at me, does 2 wounds with the bolt thrower, and then uses the Toxic Breath, and he does 4 wounds. Not able to do any ward save. So the Great Bull is dead. So here, as you can see, the game is pretty much over because I lost. Kalim Titan is almost dead. I lost Great Bull. I have no magic anymore. I lost Thoric Anointed. So what I have left are a couple of infantry units that are definitely not strong enough to go into combat against these other units. I deal with my chaff. My turn 3. I charge with Vassal onto the Warlock. He flees. I charge, redirect the charge onto the chaff. I position myself to form kind of a zone where I can counter charge if he charges me. I move forward with Kalim Titan to be able to threaten him, but still profit from some cover against bolt thrower. And here I just move back, move out with the BSB. If he charges me, I can still flee, so that was the idea. In the magic phase, I get an hereditary boosted onto this unit, just add some incendiary and diminish their ability in combat. He dispels the +2 armor save. And with the catapult, I'm finally able to get a hit onto the altar, he ward save it, so I do nothing. Close combat, I deal with them, kill a lot, they flee, are restrained. That's it, his turn 4. Charges with the altar onto the vassal on the right, I flee. Redirect onto the other vassal, I flee as well. I see an opportunity here with the flee. I was able to flee far enough to go over the Kalim Titan, and basically if I rally, should be able to move then onto the objective on turn 5. So I thought that was pretty interesting, but we'll see if it fits or not. He turns around with the Tower Guard. He saw enough of this battle. He has the 2 objective scenario. He took enough points, so I completely understand that. He rallies these guys on the 8 with no reroll, just to face me. And here I decided not to catch me, obviously. Here I was able to rally as well, and here he failed charge, so lose some additional model onto in the lake. And move them away. In the magic phase, he was able to do a brace weapon with 2 dice, rolled a 6 and a 5, so I was not able to dispel that. Brace onto the Kalim Titan, did 1 wound. A Trident, a Grave Call with 4 dice against 6, I was still not able to dispel that. The nightmare continues in the magic. But this time I have a bit of luck. He does nothing to me with the Grave Call, but then the bolt thrower finishes the Kalim Titan to leave no suspense for the remaining turns. My turn 4. I tried some things, so he shot at my vassal to just kill enough model to not allow me to march onto the objective, which was smart. So yeah, I just marched forward with my Infernal Warrior. Yeah, I've lost the battle, so I will try some stuff. I charge with these 2 guys in the flank. I thought that was an interesting opportunity because I'm in the flank, not getting a lot of attack against me. I have 4+ armor save, he should do a couple of wounds, but if I have some luck, maybe I can break them. Pursue, I thought why not, let's try. I mean, I have nothing to lose. I'm such in a bad shape. And just move around with the rest to get some shots. Yeah, what else can I tell you? Magic phase, not much to say. Shooting, I'm able to get a shot, and I think we played this right. I was not sure about that, but he told me yes. I was able to target with the high strength the champion. Don't know if it's feasible or not. So I kill champion, kill another guy. 2 left, he passes the 8 panic check. Here close combat, no luck. He did 3 wounds. I saved only 1, so these 2 guys died and couldn't strike. So there is not much suspense. He took, in my opinion, a small risk, decided to charge me in the flank with these 2 guys, because obviously the fact that he moved also forward with the altar with not so many bodies could mean that if I kill him straight, I could reform charge the altar. Obviously he could flee, but it's still a risk. I mean, it's still the BSB, worth a lot of points. But he still took the charge, turn around, make sure that I cannot charge the mage. I still think, I mean, he could just turn around, not charge me, and just, if I charge him, obviously, I think he should be able to deal with me with no problem. Then he has a counter charge ready. That should have been enough. Yeah, the rest just move around a little bit. He's able to get, I can't shoot on one of my Titan mortar. I dispel the wheel turn, and close combat, I do nothing to him. He did tunes to me, so it's a tie, unfortunately. I just reform to face him. My turn 5, I just make some tricks, basically. I should be able to deal with them, and if he charges me with them, I could just flee over everybody, and if he charges with them, I should be able to go away. I could stay on the altar and flee when he charged with them, so that was a little bit the idea. Or flee, I have multiple options, I guess, but that doesn't matter that much. As you can see, just move back in the unit. Yeah, I was able to get what, +2 armor save on them with 4 dice, I guess. Don't remember exactly why, but yeah, I got +2 armor save. I killed these 2 guys, reform facing the Tower Guard, I guess. And then on his turn, he charges me with Tower Guard, I flee. I only rolled a 3, I needed a 4 to go over, so he catches me. And the altar goes into the Lamassu. He charged before with the altar onto the Lamassu, so I had to stay. Then charge with Tower Guard, but I still wasn't able to go over this unit, so yeah. I finish on the low point, and obviously he kills the Lamassu in close combat, and we finish more or less like this. So I just finished with 2 short range shot onto the altar. He rolled 1 armor save and 1 ward save, so nothing. I had really nothing during this game. So yeah, congrats to Arthur, congrats to you, man. You did a great game. Obviously, less mistakes than me. I took pretty much nothing. It's 19-1 for him, so congrats for the victory. What can I say? Just to sum it up, I think overall deployment idea, big picture was not bad. I messed up on some small detail. I will show you after with the screenshot of the deployment. Minimization, yeah, was not worth it during deployment. The 3 bolt warrior as well, I had some big impact on my game plan, and here I see the sensitivity of my list to such war machine combination. In the micro, I think I made some bad decision during the 2 key magic phase, which cost me the Toric Anointed and probably the game as well. As I've told you, that's also linked to the it's maybe more macro aspect. I should have placed better my Great Bull to be able to threaten a little bit the turn 1 spoil. I think we saw his plan when he deployed in such fashion. I should have found a way to not let him get 2 spoils on turn 2. That shouldn't be the case. And I was never in a situation to threaten Tower Guard, so definitely here I think I made some bad decision with my Kadim Titan. I should have been able to threaten the flank of the Tower Guard, and here I was never in a position to do so. And yeah, I think that was problematic. I decided to stick to my plan, but that was not the good decision. Should have gone for the flank and propose him some more complex decision with Tower Guard. He was just able to pick the spoil and move away without any risk, more or less. So that's disappointing. Yeah, I saw with my list setup, I had no unit with enough leadership to also support and go for the top spoil, except from the Anointed. I would have liked to have some core infantry to go for it, but I thought that was too risky with the low leadership of the vassal. So that was also some problems, and the block needed to be in the center, close to the BSB. So that was also an issue. I was not able to really put it otherwise. Yeah, we could maybe question as well. What could have been an option would be to put maybe the block in the south part, and basically just say to the Tower Guard, you have nothing really to face in the middle, but I'm not sure, because he could just turn around with Tower Guard and come to the south part of the board to help support the altar, so I'm not sure that would have been the solution. And yeah, then I mean, everything I tried, we can say, I obviously think I have been unlucky, but I mean, what can I do? What else can I do? I think I tried some different things during the later stage to try to claim some points or to turn around some situation, but that just didn't work. It wasn't possible to do it during this game. And yeah, I think my opponent didn't see the risk of giving me this 11 Swift Stride charge. I think I can understand the fact that I didn't want to use the Binding Scroll for the real turn before my charges. I can get that, because obviously I will need it afterward for the remaining combat. So I can get that, but then if I don't use it, and if he gets the wheel turn, I think I should have gone for the 11 Swift Ride onto the mage. Maybe he would have fled, but I mean, if he doesn't flee, and if I have the chance to get it in, that's game-breaking charge. I mean, then I can just push with the Infernal Warrior to block a little bit the reform, and then I can do ton of damage. Then he reform, he strikes at me, and then I can countercharge with the Infernal Warrior. So I'm really in a really good shape. So that, I think, considering the fact that he got the wheel turn, I should have gone for this long charge. So that was probably a mistake from his part. And yeah, regarding deployment, I think I should have, since, I mean, if you minimize turn 1, you have to do it completely. And in this case, I wasn't really able to minimize anything regarding Taurik Anointed. So I should have just, yeah, I mean, with this position, I'm just minimizing for this only this bolt thrower. Is it worth it? I don't think so. I should have just positioned myself. You see 9 is probably here, really straightforward with Kadim Titan plus Anointed, so no way at all to move to the side with the Warlocks, or he gets charged by one of these units. Kadim Titan would be straight onto the hill, and I can just push forward with Kadim Titan, threaten the flank, and do stuff. And similar consideration for the Bull, should have been slightly more forward, still in the flank for this one, so no line of sight, probably feasible, or hard cover, and maybe no cover and short range for this one, but only one bolt thrower, 3+4+ plus a ward save. I think that's acceptable for the fact that I can threaten with charges the unit coming forward. So yeah, that should have been my game plan in this case, to just, yeah, be slightly more aggressive. I tried too much to minimize the damage that he could do in turn 1, and that was a mistake. So yeah, just too many mistakes to be able to do to win it, basically. Obviously I had some chances to do better, but just too many mistakes to be able to claim anything else than a loss in this game. So congrats to my opponent. I hope you like the battle report. Again, another CR9 tournament. That's the third now that I'm doing, and that's the third time that I get crushed in round 1, and I just hate getting crushed in turn 1 of 3 games tournament, because basically, yeah, now I'm in the bottom part. You have less interesting matches probably, and you just, yeah, it's less interesting. Basically, that's just it. So obviously I will play the 2 remaining games. I will try to do better than that, obviously. Still learning things, trying stuff, so I can definitely improve my game. So that will still be a good training, I guess. Thanks a lot for watching, and talk to you soon on the channel. Bye bye.